Imagine surviving a night of ritualistic murder, watching your entire in-laws explode into bloody confetti, and thinking the nightmare is finally over, only to realize the real game hasn't even begun. After narrowly escaping the Lomas mansion as it burns to the ground, Grace finds herself in the back of an ambulance, her heart literally stopping from the trauma. But as the paramedics pump her chest, they aren't just bringing her back to life. They're bringing her back into a world where being a winner makes you the ultimate target. The movie starts with Grace. She wakes up handcuffed to a hospital bed, facing murder charges and the cold reality that the blood on her wedding dress belongs to the people she just saw vaporize. Enter Faith, the sister Grace hasn't spoken to in 7 years. The reunion is anything but warm. Before they can even process their resentment, a billionaire named Chester is halfway across the world, watching a war end with a single phone call. He doesn't care about the Lomas family's deaths. He cares about the seat of power they left behind. He texts the other heads of a global Satanist cult. The throne is up for grabs, and the hunt is back on. But first, Chester's own children, the twins Ursula and Titus, decide they've waited long enough for their inheritance. In a chilling moment of filial piety, they smother their father with a pillow just to get their hands on the master ring. Now, the stakes are global. Families from China, Spain, and England are all converging, and Grace is the prize. Back at the hospital, the cult's first move is swift and brutal. An assassin named Bill casually walks down the corridor and sinks a knife into the neck of the detective guarding Grace. It's a frantic, heart-pounding chase through the hospital wings. Grace and Faith are trapped in a dead end, playing a terrifying game of cat and mouse with a professional killer. Just as Bill corners them, ready to deliver the killing blow, his body suddenly erupts into a fountain of gore. Why? Because he tried to kill Grace before the official game started. In this world, the rules are the only thing more sacred than human life. The sisters are drugged and whisked away to a secluded resort where the Council of Six meets. The lawyer explains the twisted reality. Because Grace won the first game, she's triggered a rare company clause. She's now a candidate for the high seat of the cult that controls the world. To win, she has to play one more game of hide and seek. If she survives until dawn, the power is hers. If the heads of the other families kill her, they take the throne. The catch? They're using Faith as leverage. If Grace doesn't play, Faith dies. The hunt begins on a massive golf course at night. To make things harder, the sisters are handcuffed together. Grace realizes the cult isn't just hunting her, they're using her sister as a physical anchor to slow her down. As they scramble across the greens, they're chased by drones, snipers, and the sociopathic twins in a golf cart. Every step is a battle, not just against the hunters, but against each other. 7 years of baggage come spilling out under the moonlight. Secrets about foster care, abandonment, and the lies they've told to survive. They manage to find a maintenance room and use a bandsaw to cut the chains, but the noise draws in Viraj, a sword-wielding family head. In a desperate struggle involving ironing boards and laundry bags, the sisters manage to trap him in an industrial washing machine. They don't just turn it on, they watch as the boiling water fills the drum, ending his life in a gruesome, sudsy execution. But every time a hunter dies, the next in line takes their place. The game is relentless. The sisters try to call for help, but the cult owns the phone lines. They're lured into a trap at the front gate, thinking the police are coming. Instead, they find the twins. In the chaos that follows, a different family head, Martina, decides she's had enough and rams her car through the gate just to escape the madness herself. Faith is captured and Grace is forced to make the ultimate sacrifice. To save her sister, Grace offers a deal. She'll marry Titus. This is where the storytelling takes a dark, brilliant turn. The lawyer confirms a marriage loophole. If Grace joins the family, the game ends. The servants wash the blood off the sisters and dress them in silk, preparing for a wedding in a basement filled with hooded cult members. It's a scene straight out of a nightmare. A goat is sacrificed, blood is signed into a book, and Grace is officially the wife of a madman. Titus, now the head of the council, puts on the master ring and kisses his bride. But Grace didn't marry him for safety. She married him for legal immunity. As the cult celebrates their new leader, Grace grabs the signing quill and drives it deep into Titus's neck. She stabs him repeatedly, reminding everyone that there are no rules against killing your own family. Faith kicks his body into a sacrificial pit where he's impaled on the horns of the very goat they just killed. Grace slides the master ring onto her own finger. She is now the most powerful woman on Earth. She commands the room, making the billionaires and their lackeys drop to their knees. But Grace doesn't want the power. She uses her first and only act as leader to officially remove herself and Faith from the organization. Then, she does something truly legendary. She tosses the ring into the pit of bodies. The lawyer mentions one final rule: whoever is holding that ring at dawn becomes the leader. In an instant, the remaining billionaires lose all civility. They dive into the pit, stabbing and clawing at each other over the corpses. Grace and Faith simply stand back and watch. As the sun begins to peek over the horizon, the dawn clause kicks in. Everyone left in the pit, everyone who cheated, everyone who lusted for that blood-soaked power. They all explode simultaneously. The silence that follows is broken only by Madhu, a coward who spent the whole night hiding on the stairs. He steps out, thinking he's the last man standing, only to vaporize a second later as the sun hits him. The sisters, drenched in the blood of the elite, walk out of the resort with nothing but their lives and a goat they rescued from the altar. They lost their husbands, their homes, and their sanity, but they finally found each other. In a world where money can buy wars and stop clocks, grace and faith proved that the only thing more dangerous than a billionaire with a plan is a sister with nothing left to lose. But here's the question. If you were in Grace's shoes and had the master ring on your finger, would you really throw away the power to control the entire world? Or would you have stayed and changed the rules from the inside? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.